Welcome back to another episode of Man of Steel, and today we are having a kind of sorrowful and reminiscent type of an episode because the country of which I live in, which is Zambia, has lost a former president by the name of Dr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu due to some surgical complications. And in this episode, I'm just going to dive into knowing more about some of the things I didn't personally know about him, because I do view this as my way of mourning, because I really feel a strong connection to the man. Not just saying that it's a spiritual connection or anything like that, but it's a type of connection where I feel like I am at the University of Zambia. Yes, quite alright. And he used to also be a University of Zambia student. And there's this saying that we do have as University of Zambia students, of which we get to say that a monk is always a monk, once a monk, always a monk. And it's more like we have lost one of our own alumni, one of our own students, although he is old and he is accomplished and everything. But it's like we humans always tend to give people their flowers once they are gone, and we fail to give them once the time of being of which they were alive. And I just hope for now we get to give them their flowers for now and embrace and actually be at least what we can be as living existing beings. So thank you very much for joining me into this episode. So one of the things of which I'm going to do is actually run through his personal background, and from that I'm going to learn more about where I was born. And according to my sources, I got to found that he was born in November 11th 1956 in Dola Copper Belt province. And if I had to say, I'm from Kirwe, and let me not make this about me, but it's about him. But anyways, born same province, yeah, there's that, yeah. And he died on the 5th of June 2025 in Pretoria, South Africa. And he is married to Esther Lungu since 1986, of which they've had about 6 children. And now, looking at his personal background, now we're moving to the educational part, of which now I'm saying I feel a strong connection, in much so that I cannot just let a well-known monk as him just get to pass by without saying goodbye. Man of Steel not saying goodbye, I'm mourning. It's my way of mourning. So his educational background is that he studied at the University of Zambia, and he graduated at the School of Law in 1981. And from there he went on to practice law and entered into politics then after. And when we enter into his political career, he actually represented Shawama constituency from 2011 to 2015 under the leadership of His Excellency Michael Chirofyasata, another past president. We really have a problem in this country, of losing these strong and able leaders, of which that seems to be something that is like a toll on someone, so to say. And moving to another thing of which he did in his political career, we get to hear that he served as a Minister of Justice and as a Minister of Defense under Michael Chirofyasata. I believe that's the time when everything that made his life change or emerge from. And he became Zambia's 6th president on January 26, 2025. That's when his inauguration was done probably. And he actually won against our current president. He defeated our current president, Dr. Hakainde Hichilema, in 2016 when the rerun was done, when the re-election was actually conducted. And sadly, the past president, Dr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu, lost in 2021 election to Hakainde Hichilema. And these are some of the things that can just actually be monumental to know about the man, and just hear more about what profound things he did, life-changing things. I can't mention a lot of life-changing things that he did perform in my life personally, but I can say that I remember back in 2022 under his administration. That's the time when I got to have like my things of processment of loans and everything done like that. So it has really been a hell of a time for me to think and know of how I have got to try to adjust and mourn for someone like that. It's the little things that matter. If you don't appreciate for the smallest of things, you don't know if you even like give thanks to the grandest of things. And I'm not saying that the current players, that the current leader is not like working and doing his best. He's also doing his best. The current president is also superb, wonderful, and everything. But this is a time of mourning for this our national leader who we have lost, and I only pray that God shall help comfort his family as they are going through this hard time. And I just hope that some of us who are trying to do this uploading of such content to help soften their hearts, knowing that there are people who are there to actually like support them through just knowing how much of a person he was, not knowing him personally, but just seeing from the things that he did from the background. Because I remember 2016, 2011, I was young, but still I remember him so well because of the songs that he released during his campaign times. I really cannot lie. The Dununadivet song, the Worded Up song, all the songs were all just like building and make the mood better. And I really do appreciate his existence, and he is bringing of those good sounds towards this three-dimensional plane of existence. I don't know if there's anything more that I can say concerning that, but as man of steel, that's my way of mourning, and that is my way of reminding myself that this was a very strong and well-oriented man who needs to be given a remembrance, and probably something to just like talk of. I just don't want it to just like pass by and me not say anything about the man. There are also other platforms that do really recognize his character and the way he used to be and interact with people. I can make mention of a copper belt animation that has been made, which is Amajazi. Please do check that out. I don't know if I can put it in my description, but just check it out, Amajazi, and the way of which they portrayed him being a characteristic president. It's just good to remember people over how much smiles they put on your faces and how they were able to do their work, execute it to the end without any problems or any issues, although there are complications that follow them and lawsuits and everything like that. But we're human, no one's perfect, and if you are in that high position, of course you're gonna have people who are always checking on you and trying to find any checks and balance to try to demobilize you and bring you down, because there were rumors that were going around that he was actually supposed to stand against our current president in the upcoming 2026 elections. So it would have been something quite alright, but anyways, our plans are never God's plans. So all eyes are just on God and just seeing what more he has for this great nation of ours, which is Zambia. And I only pray and hope that God knows what he is doing, and God knows how he will frame and structure everything from now until the coming dates. But yeah, do check out Amajazi. They portrayed him to be a very good and enthusiastic character. It really just puts a smile on your face knowing that we existed at the same time as such a being doing his job, just existing and being. And with that being said, we've come to the end of this morning episode of Man of Steel, mourning our late president, Dr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu. Not a lot can I say, but with that just being said, I just do pray that the nation of Zambia will actually mourn the president peacefully, without violence or anything like that. Let it be a time to remember a wonderful and great man who helped us through the toughest times when we lost another president, who is Michael Chirifesata. With that being said, thank you very much and have a blessed time existing in this plane of existence. Thank you.